Hello, how are you doing? Hi, hope you're good. Hope you're fine. Welcome to Lawyers Info Hub. It's a pleasure to always create content on this platform. How are you doing? For my returning subscribers, I really appreciate you. For you who is watching me for the first time, this is Lawyers Info Hub, and I'm your host. Yeah, so in this platform, we talk about law, share legal tips, we break down legal concepts into simplified form for ease of understanding. So today we're looking at considerations for foreigners who intend to do business in Nigeria. As a lawyer or as a law student, an intending lawyer, someone has approached you who to give an opinion or to have a discussion on how they can do business in Nigeria as foreigners. Yeah, sometimes you see foreigners who come into Nigeria to do business. They reach out to lawyers, they seek for opinions on how do we do this? How do we come to establish our business in Nigeria? What are the things we need to know? What are the consideration? What are the informations that is required or that we should be aware of? What are the things we must factor in trying to extend or establish a business in our country? You see, many lawyers have earned great fees from just offering opinions. So because when you offer that opinion, it will guide the foreigners in understanding how the terrain is and whether they can be able to maneuver and whether they'll be able to penetrate, whether they'll be able to fulfill all that is required of them. Now, very importantly, is that you're considering this request by a foreigner or a foreign company for you to help them, give them an honest opinion on doing business in Nigeria. There are a lot of things you need to consider. So these are the things we're going to look at. Peradventure, you get such a brief, you know where to start, how to start, and how to go about it. First of all, you must let the foreigner know, understand that he or she or the company must register their business. In registering their business, this has to do with the CAC, and CAC has requirements for foreigners where a foreigner is involved or wants to enter. That is, their requirements. So you have to tell them that about this. Then you have the different ways businesses can be registered or incorporated. If the company, if it's a company, we have the limited liability company, we have the unlimited, we have the company limited by guarantee. So these are, you have to now explain each of these points to them for them to understand, okay, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, what are the pros and the cons of a company limited by guarantee, a limited liability company, and an unlimited liability company. Now, we have to also let them know the process incorporate their company. Okay, you have to also let them know, are they going to do this in partnership with Nigerians or in partnership with a Nigerian company? So this was with people, are they going to partner with people who are already here to do their business? Yeah. So another thing too, you have to consider that after if you're going to partner with people, what is there are different types of partnership. So you have to understand which form, or you can explain to them the different types of partnership we have, so that you give them an idea of exactly what extent are we partnering with this indigenous company or a Nigerian company. You also to let them know, okay, if they're going to do the business alone, the advantages and also the disadvantages. Businesses owned by foreigners, there are procedures on how to register them also in Nigeria. So you need to also let them know about that. Um, then there are issues of exemption from registration. If they fall into that category, you need to also let them know. Then there is consequence business without proper registration. So peradventure, if after you have given them that advice, they don't feel they can maneuver, also let them know the consequences that will arise or they will face, the penalties when they choose to go through the back door. Now, immigration issues is another very important thing you need to discuss with them. These are considerations. You have to let them know if they're coming in with their people, they can be expatriates, then the type of visa they need. The visa, the entry permit, the special quota, resident permit, temporary work permit. These are things you need to highlight to them so that they have an idea of how to go about it. If are they part of ECOWAS, what is their right and all of that. Now, there are requisite approvals and authorization from several government parastatals that have been set up. So we have different parastatals, different agencies. So you need to let them know the requisite approvals, the business permits they need to get, issue of importation, issue of transfer of technology. Is it a company that's going to deal with issue of transfer of technology? NUTAP is there. NUTAP is a body that is specifically that handles issue of transfer of technology, issue of a foreign portfolio investment. Is it something of so you need to just let them know the requisite business what approvals they need to get, because there are several parastatals set up for different functions. And now, then you have to also consider the Nigerian Investment Promotion Agency, the Nigerian Export Promotion Zone. Depending on the nature of business, the type of business they want to do, and will also determine the approvals or the permits they will require. Now, if for example they are going to deal on oil and gas, that is a separate regime. There's a separate, so you have to also get basic requirements, approvals required. We have the upstream licensing regime, the oil exploration license, depending on what exactly they want to do. We have the oil prospecting license, the oil mining lease, and they also have to understand how to go about processing this. So you need to let them know how long it can take, what it will involve, and all of that. Then, depending on the sector they're coming, they can choose to come in through the hospitality, marine, shipping. Is it the food which organization handles? Because there are organizations that handle the specifics of what they intend to come and do. Are they going to be into drugs, into food manufacturing, aviation, banking? So these are things. So you have to give them an idea of what is required of them, by these several government parastatals that have been set up to manage those areas. Now, the tax issues is very important. You have to also advise them on issue of tax, the types of tax we have, the various taxes, how to go about the federal taxes, the state taxes, the local government taxes. Then, can there be tax holiday for them? Issue of taxation of expatriates, issue of double taxation relief, you know, these the tax exemptions and incentives very important. We have the tax holiday under the industrial development, that is income tax reliefs act. There's lots of acts on legislation that we put up under the issue of tax. So they need to understand what are the taxes like. Are there going to be some incentives for us? They must be able to understand the tax identification number system that operates. Issue of audit, very important. That's also have to let them know issue of intellectual property. Sometimes when we're coming in with a product, uh, you know, you know, their own engine, their own product, their own inventions. So how to go about registering, protecting the intellectual property, type of intellectual property, issue of trademark registration, patent registration, copyright issues. If there are sort of reciprocal extension of protection, then they must understand issue of franchise. Franchise is an international business model that works whereby people can buy or get the franchise to use your business in the various locations or countries. So let them also understand that concept of business model of franchise. Then issue of access to land. Sometimes most of these foreigners of foreign. They need to buy land, need to lease a place to start up, to build factory, to do this. So they must understand how the land issue, what the land system, can they access land, what's the position of the law on issue of land, acquisition of land by foreigners. So you need to let them know so that they can, they can understand exactly what they are coming to do. What are the safeguards in place against expropriation and compulsory acquisition? These are things you need to also let them know. Then you have to also let them know issues of labor and employment. They are going to employ indigens of the country. What are the fair labor practices, issue of expected employment? Need to understand that employment contract, issues of how do you terminate an employment, a remuneration of employment. These are things they need to know. Issues of gender equality, issue of unionization. They need to understand how those things work. Pension benefits, employee compensation, social insurance benefits. So these are understand. Coming to do business in a different in a country that is not yours is not a small thing. It's a big thing. So they must understand these things. These are business or part of the business model that they will have to follow, because if they don't understand the tax system involved, they might come start making profit, and issue of payment of tax becomes a problem. And at the end of the day, they're making money, and the government of the country they are making the money is not getting anything from them. So they need to understand, can we really do this? What is the tax system like? Can we follow through? Can we pay? Issue of the employment done. What's the law? You need to let them understand all this. How can you terminate an employment now that you're coming with all people, issues of expected employment contract? So they need to understand these things. Issue of social benefits, so that at the end of the day they won't come utilize the indigenous in the country. At the end of the day, to just treat them as second class. So they need to understand this. They also need to understand different business models in terms of merger, acquisition, the regulatory frameworks, the Securities and Exchange Commission, their role, the different business models that can work for them, private equity model, issues of due diligence. A lot of things are involved. The financial aspect of even the business they want to do. There are lots of issue of anti-competition practices, because what to do is also possible that there are also other people who are doing what they are doing. So these are the regulation on anti-competition practices. Very, very, very important. Now, the issue of money laundering. Sometimes there's an assumption when they come, they might be used to launder money. So they need to understand there are economic crimes, financial crimes, the different government parastatals set up to prevent all this. We are opening the doors for you to come and do business, but these are the limitations. You can't do issues of advanced fee fraud, the financial sector fraud, cyber crime. So you have to also let them know all these things that are what in place. Also another system like, what is this court system like? Yes, so these are many more things they need to what understand. And the fact that there is also arbitration beyond litigation, there's also what arbitration. You need to understand how the court system works here. It is very important. So these are the things you let them know so that they can have an idea of what it takes. You also let them know how to enforce them. Prevention, they come here, there's issue, they go to court, can they enforce the judgment? So issue of enforcement of foreign judgment, enforcement of arbitral awards, very, very, very important. You need to understand. So what if there's a problem? Can we get redress? Can we get justice? So you have to know the markets that's available. Africa is a great place to do business. They also want to know issue of environmental impact assessment. How was the environment like? Safety. So these are also things, as much as some might not really be legal, but you need to capture all those things because they're coming to you as a lawyer who should know everything. They feel you know everything, So these are the these are the consideration. This is not exhaustive. These are some of the considerations you can put in place. You can base your legal opinion on. You can discuss on when you are advising a foreigner who intends to do business in Nigeria. I just hope you've enjoyed today's class. You must know that in all you do, put in excellence, put in hard work, be diligent at it, be resilient. Yes, keep pushing in whatsoever you're doing. We believe in excellence. We can be the best. So if you want to be part of this great family, please do hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, my subscribers. I really appreciate you. It's been an amazing journey. We have other great content on the channel, so you can also check the channel and see other videos we've made that will be of great help to you. Information is power. Information is great. Information is like light, which it takes away, moves away that some darkness which represents ignorance. Know that ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Do take care of yourself. Bye.